All right, so here's the beginning of our bunch empty wing package that we ran for years, and you may be able to use some of this in your offense. You may want to use a lot of it, but I'm going to teach you exactly how we ran it over several years, and it was really productive for us. So why would someone want to get in a bunch set period? You got to kind of understand that. Why is this for you? We needed to change the flank. We needed to change the coverage. We need to make them think, and we need to be able to attack the whole field. And what we were a team that we like to run the edge. We started as a jet sweep, buck sweep, wing tee-ish team, and then evolved into a gun and into empty. And in doing all that, it became evident that we had to run the flank. Well, some teams were going to do a good job on more of a traditional flank look. So if you get in a set where, you're in trips over here, you're running this way, there's these alleys that people can run into that become problems. Everybody knows this that runs this. There's these alleys that people run into that can create problems. So sometimes we spread people out, we attack the field that way, run inside, run outside, throw it deep, throw it short. We wanted to spread the field. If the team was giving us some issues with running the flank, we could not run the flank. So we would started adjusting into a bunch set where we would get in something like this, and now, the backers and all of they're not as easy to run through. You got some better blocking angles there. So that's the first step. Change the flank a little bit. Give yourself a different flank on that side. The next thing is you have to change the coverage. Some teams may not be able to do everything they do in their normal coverage out of bunch, so they've got to adjust. Great for them. Same thing for us, different for them. The next thing is make the defense think. Getting in a bunch set will make the defense think, and that is always a good thing. Make them check into something, make them check out of something. Just make them think. And then the last reason why we would do it is just to attack the entire field. See, we're going to talk a lot in this course about running away from the bunch and when you would do stuff away from the bunch. And so that's what this is really about. We want to attack the whole field, and you can't attack the whole field unless you have expanded formations and condensed formations. And of course, this course is more about the condensed formations, but you really need to be good at both. Okay, and that's really what we're going to introduce today. So our main formations that you're going to see, our main players, and I'll draw them up here, is, our quarterback, obviously. Our X receiver was the guy here by himself. I'm going to draw these with the bunch to the right, but obviously we can run them both ways. The X receiver. On the bunch side, we had the Y was on the line, a pivot guy. That's probably about between 4 and 6 yards from the tackle. The Z was going to line up one by one off of him. And then our running backs were our what we call wing backs. We were in empty. So we had our two running backs who we ran on the right and the left side would be one by one from the end man on the line, in this case, the tackle. If we had a tight end, they'd be one by one off him. That just gives them a good angle when they have to block down for buck sweep, and it makes consistency with the run throughs. Now, so this will be our regular look. The next look we're going to do a lot in this course is our quads look, where we're going to take this wing, this running back here. So if formation was to the right, what we call green and gold. Green was right, gold was left. Call it whatever you want. But if we were in this green set, then this left side running back is going to move all the way out here to number 1 position and create a quad set. Now, there's several reasons why that's important. One, it moves the corner from his normal alignment in here in the bunch out to have to cover number 1, and they have to figure out the bunch without the corner, basically. That creates some great coverage there. The last formation that we would get into is an overset. So say you heard me say they had to handle this bunch but without the corner, but you thought to yourself, well, that's not as hard because you can't really run the ball wide that way if your running back that's over here is not there. There's some truth to that. Now, we did a few different things, and I'll show you as we get into it. But what you would do then is keep the bunch how it was, leave the running back there, now put the X over. So now the Y is ineligible, but you've got a great flank to run here, and you still can throw the ball. You just got to do something without the Y. But those three sets. So I mean, this is what we call green and cruise and O, but that doesn't matter for the sake of this. This is the base look, and we can run it both ways. Could be bunch trips left, obviously, but I'm just gonna draw them up this one way. And this would be a quads look, a bunch quads, and this will be a bunch over set. So if I refer to those as the course goes on, that's what I'm talking about, and I try to draw them up, try to make sure everybody understands what I'm exactly talking about. So those are our base formations. Now we get into the base play. And the base play is really what this is all about for us. We were going to be a sweep team. We were going to run sweep. We were going to run jet sweep. We're going to run buck sweep. And we're going to run plays off of that based on what the defense did to stop them, and then have our passing game off of that. So in the next lessons, we're going to talk about our sweep series, and then after that, the sweep complement plays, the plays ran off of the sweep, and then the drop passing game out of bunch, which is really good too. So I hope you'll enjoy this. I hope it'll be something that you can add something to your team on. Those formations are really good, if nothing else. You may have something in your arsenal that you like better than what we ran out of them, but those formations with the bunch quads and the bunch over are really good. It's very likely they'll be able to help your team in some capacity, even if you like to back in the backfield and don't like the empty part. So start there. The next lesson is going to be about sweep. The one after that about the sweep complements, and then the one after that about the passing game. And these will be hopefully be really helpful. And if you ever have any questions about any stuff, you can reach out to me on social media or something like that. I'll try to respond best I can.